bringing a trophy. I say I'm the best because I am. It's noted in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
Set. 30 base.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Get it.
On first down, it's Taylor. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
You take a win, Seven's a Mike. Mike 7.
Look, squeeze.
Shit.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And it's caught off the deflection. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Sometimes it pays to be lucky rather than good. That was not even the intended receiver on that pass.
But still able to haul it in for the reception. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Looking to throw. Eason. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Set up. 10 Lobo.
Mike 58 right there. Man, I got you.
Hey, Alpha.
Check 26. Kill.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Here we go, here we go. 90 Wolf.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Minshew, he'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll lose yardage here, knocked back to the 19-yard line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Ready, set. Hey, Charlie.
Check 56.
Put up.
56.
Roll out. Go. Jackrabbit. Come on. Bam. Now.
Looking to throw on second down. Eason. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. Well, that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
First down, Indianapolis.
On the double.
Spike 56. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Under 10.
On 1st and 10, Eason. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell, touchdown number 15 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point good by Gostkowski, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch the run. Check 3, check 3.
Leo.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Darius Leonard able to record his 5th sack of the season. These two teams all tied after 1. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Go. Now. Look at me. Go. Nice.
Operating from the gun, Eason. And that will be incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Check 43. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Hey, 58 is a mic.
Hey, Zoo.
Get in the weight room. 58, right over there.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Justin Houston able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Taylor. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Eason. Campbell making the catch. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Hey, box drop.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. You got nothing today. You got nothing.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. Buying time to his left. And that's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Fournette running out of the gun. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go, AT Gator.
Hey, tight down.
Look at me, zipper. Hey, Echo.
Yeah, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. You don't want none. You don't get it. Pick up,
Get it.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bush. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
All day, defense, all day. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
On 2nd down, Minshew. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. That's good for 28 yards. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
High 7. Pilot, 64, weak.
Showing it. Bang, 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 bang.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
On 1st down, Eason. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Ready?
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They come out here in the I. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
58 to Mike. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Two draw quarters. Big grip, big grip.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Minshew sets to throw. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 4 yards out, as his guys are able to regain the lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is now 21-14. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Here we go, let's bring it.
Get it.
Now Leonard Fournette. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Orbit.
Second down, 6 at the 41-yard line.
You don't want none.
6-6. Pull it high. Shoot.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on first and 10.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch the air.
There.
Now Minshew on first and 10. That one complete. He finds Shark. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
50, play.
Let's go, defense.
Alpha. Back. Ready.
2nd and 5 now. Minshew. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
Ready? 18 Gator.
You can't block me.
Hey, Charlie. Hurry up.
This is Fournette. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. This will be caught just inside the 10. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Here's Minshew, and that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. From 6 yards away, and the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Anthony Walker gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
To try again after the sack. Minshew over the middle, hauled in by Shark. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
That's out to his running back, Fournette. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Josh Jones in on the stop. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Looking for Campbell downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
218, chop it. Hey, zoom. Ready?
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Room here to run. And all the way down to the 39. A big run by the big man Fournette. 49 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Minshew, 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Dancing to his left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They got a shot.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. And he's going to go down again. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Operating from the gun, Eason. And the catch made by Hilton. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. On fourth down, Eason. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. On the run, it's Fournette. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, maybe said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
Do you think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Eason. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. From the gun, Eason. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Danielle Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Mike 19.
On fourth down, Eason. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters. And this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Ready? 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
And watch your leg. Check 99.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better,